Does this sound familiar? It's 300 a.m. and once again, you're up making your pilgrimage to the bathroom. It's not the first time tonight. This constant interruption doesn't just wreck your sleep, it steals your energy, clarity, and vitality for the next day. You feel frustration consuming you with every trip in the dark, while your partner, of course, sleeps like a rock, and you wonder, why me? Is this just what aging is? Many believe so, resigning themselves to chronic fatigue, the fear of stumbling in the dark, and the idea that they'll never sleep through the night again. But I'm here to tell you something very clear: it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to accept a life of interrupted sleep and exhausted days. I'm Grace Prescott, a physician with over 20 years of experience. I've dedicated my career to unraveling the mysteries of the bladder and urinary system. Thousands of men and women, just like you, have come through my office feeling desperate and hopeless, but time and again, I've witnessed incredible transformations. Today, I'm not bringing generic advice. I'm sharing a key strategy in urology, a method about how, and more importantly, when to drink water that will finally let you reclaim your nights. It's a technique so simple, so logical, and yet so overlooked that you'll wonder how you didn't know about it sooner. Stay with me, because this knowledge won't just change your nights, it could change your life. Before I give you the solution, I want you to understand the true scope of this issue. Did you know that up to 70% of adults over 60 wake up at least once a night to urinate? And for many, it's 2, 3, or even more times. This condition has a name: nocturia. And let me be very clear, while it's common, it's not normal. It's not a harmless toll of age, it's a siren blaring in the night, a warning signal from your body. And the consequences of ignoring it are far more serious than you think. Stick with me to the end, because I'll reveal not just why this happens, but the precise strategy. The method we teach our patients to break this exhausting cycle is effective. I promise the final revelation could change your nights forever. We call nocturia a silent epidemic for a reason. People don't talk about it. They suffer in private with shame or resignation. But in my office, I hear the real stories. I hear from Michael, a 72-year-old grandfather who loved building model ships in bottles, but had to stop because his hands trembled from lack of sleep. I hear from Susan, a 68-year-old retired teacher who fell and fractured her hip on one of her nighttime bathroom trips, an accident that cost her independence. These aren't just anecdotes, they're the harsh reality. The problem goes far beyond feeling tired. Let's talk plainly about the dangers lurking behind these bathroom trips. First, consider the risk of falls. In the dark, half asleep, your balance can be terrible. The path to the bathroom can become an obstacle course, a rug, a piece of furniture, and the consequence could be a life-changing injury. For an older adult, a hip fracture can signify the start of a rapid decline. Second, consider the impact on your cognitive health. Deep sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. During sleep, your brain cleans house, consolidates memories, and clears out toxins accumulated during the day. When your sleep is fragmented night after night, that cleanup doesn't happen properly. The result is brain fog, trouble concentrating, poor memory, and over time, a higher risk of neurodegenerative diseases. It's not age that makes you feel forgetful, it's the lack of quality sleep. Third, consider the strain on your heart. Every time you wake up suddenly, your body releases stress hormones, causing your blood pressure and heart rate to spike. If this happens multiple times a night, you're subjecting your cardiovascular system to constant stress. Multiple studies link severe nocturia to a higher risk of hypertension and other heart issues. And finally, consider the emotional toll. Chronic fatigue steals your joy, making you irritable and anxious, and it can lead to further complications. This can lead to depression. It pulls you away from what you love, from your loved ones, and traps you in a cycle of exhaustion that's hard to escape. You stop being yourself. And why does this happen as you age? For several reasons. First, your body produces less antidiuretic hormone ADH at night. ADH tells your kidneys to slow down urine production while you sleep. With less ADH, the urine factory keeps running at full speed. Second, your bladder capacity may decrease. And third, there is something few know about fluid redistribution. If your ankles swell a bit during the day, that fluid doesn't just vanish. When you lie down, gravity stops holding it in your legs. It returns to your bloodstream, passes through your kidneys, and ends up in your bladder, waking you a few hours later. Now that you understand the gravity of the problem and the science behind it, we're ready to debunk the myths and build a solution. Debunking the myths involves addressing the mistakes that make things worse. Before revealing the right strategy, we have to stop doing what's wrong. Most people, with the best intentions, make mistakes that actually worsen nocturia. Let's shatter the 3 most common myths. Myth number 1: to avoid urinating at night, I should drink as little water as possible during the day. This is the most common mistake and, believe me, the most counterproductive. It seems logical, doesn't it? Less water in means less urine out. But your body isn't that simple. When you dehydrate during the day, your urine becomes highly concentrated. That super concentrated urine can irritate your bladder walls. Think of it like pouring lemon juice on a wound. That irritation can make your bladder nervous, sending go to the bathroom now signals even when it's not full. Plus, when you finally drink something in the afternoon to quench your built-up thirst, your body, in conservation mode, tries to process that liquid all at once, often at night. Paradoxically, drinking too little during the day can lead to more bathroom trips at night. Myth number 2: the problem is that I have a small bladder. Look, while some people may have a smaller, functional bladder capacity, in the vast majority of nocturia cases in adults, the issue isn't the size of the bladder, but the pace of the factory, the kidneys at night. As we mentioned, lower ADH production and fluid returning from the legs are the real culprits. You could have the biggest bladder in the world, but if your kidneys are producing urine non-stop, you'll wake up anyway. Blaming a small bladder is an excuse that keeps you from tackling the root of the problem. And no, it's not something you have to live with. Myth number 3: a glass of wine or a beer relaxes me and helps me sleep. It can't be that bad. This myth is especially harmful. While alcohol might make you drowsy at first, it actually sabotages your rest. Especially when it comes to bathroom trips. Alcohol is a potent diuretic, but worse, it sharply suppresses the release of that valuable antidiuretic hormone, ADH. So, when you drink alcohol before bed, you're creating a terrible combination. First, you're taking in liquid, and second, you're turning off the brake your body uses to avoid producing urine at night. It's the perfect recipe for nocturia. Plus, alcohol disrupts sleep quality and often causes you to wake up in the second half of the night, right when your bladder is also saying, enough. Avoiding alcohol, especially in the hours before bed, is one of the most effective changes you can make. Now that you know what doesn't work, you've taken a giant step forward. You've cleared the ground. Are you ready for the strategy that actually works? The smart hydration strategy. Here's the heart of our conversation. This is the method that's given countless patients their sleep back. Forget drink less. The new mantra is drink smarter. The ASIM method is a 5-step strategy that's easy to remember. ASIM is an acronym: adjust, soften, stop, integrate, manage. Let's go through it step by step, and then I'll add 2 extra keys for a foolproof protocol. Step 1: adjust your hydration. Hydration is key. Drink more in the morning. The principle is to front load most of your liquid intake in the first half of the day. The golden rule I give my patients is this: try to consume 75% of your daily liquids before 400 p.m. How do you do this? When you wake up, start with 1 or 2 good glasses of water to kickstart your system. Throughout the morning, keep a water bottle handy and take steady sips. Don't wait to feel thirsty. Thirst is already a sign of dehydration. With lunch, have another glass of water. By doing this, you give your kidneys the whole day to process liquids. While you're active and upright, you're working with your body. By 400 p.m., you'll be perfectly hydrated, and now we can start preparing for the night. Step 2 is to soften the transition. Land gently. From 400 p.m. onward, don't cut off water abruptly. We enter the landing phase. From this time until dinner, reduce the amount you drink. Maybe half a glass if you're thirsty. Dinner is critical. Try to eat at least 3 hours before bed, and during dinner, drink only enough to help swallow your food. A few sips are fine, but no whole glass. This gradual reduction tells your body it's time to slow urine production. Step 3 is to stop and time. This is the sacred zone. This is the strictest and perhaps most important step. Create a sacred zone of 2 hours before bed, during which you drink absolutely no liquids.